Hey Lotuses, welcome to my channel. This is Lotus Magic. Tonight I'm bringing you your May 2019 um, Oracle Guidance message. This is for Gemini. So I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible. And I apologize if you've been looking for your readings. Sometimes I do have to step away and take a break because I myself am on my healing journey, and that requires, a lot of energy that I have to keep for me while helping others. So, also, too, I feel like sometimes having them done on a monthly basis can get a little oversaturated. And I feel like if you're not doing the work, then there's really no point in constantly hearing messages. So sometimes I feel like I'm like divinely guided on when to do messages, and it's like because I'll get like this urge to do it, and it'll be on my mind, and it'll be on my mind. And then there's times where I'm like, I'll try to make myself have the urge, and then it's like spirit's like no. And I feel like for the people who resonate with my videos and the type of messages that I give, I feel like sometimes we don't need monthly readings, daily readings. We need those messages when we need those messages, and they come right on time. And I'm divinely led to give those right on time. So, you know, um, I have to, as I learn and develop my gifts to help others, I have to also pay attention to when it's my place and when it's not my place. So I hope that makes sense. It's just sometimes, you know, um, sometimes we have to get the message, do a little work, and then come back and kind of tap in and check in, and see if we're making progress, or, what else we need to tweak more or less than getting a message every month, and it may resonate and it may not. So I always feel like I tap in right when someone needs it. And I'll just sum it up with that. And sometimes I tap in when I need it. Like sometimes I feel like spirit is helping me through helping others. And because typically you're attracted to people who resonate with your energy and your vibration, and so sometimes I feel like it's like spirit is like using me to help you to help me, if that makes sense. All right, Gemini, I'm going to go ahead and get into this reading. Your oracle guidance message comes from the angel of families, and it says the angels surround both you and your family at the moment. Um, so what I'm getting from that is um, there's a lot of Gemini in the collective that are feeling alone right now, and your guides want you to know you're not alone. And I kid you not, as soon as I started pulling the cards and getting the message, the song by Michael Jackson, "You Are Not Alone," popped into my head. So if you've lost a loved one, you may understand how significant that song is. Um, and maybe losing a loved one who, you relied on for a lot of advice and guidance and things like that, because they're not here, you might be feeling alone. But they are protecting you, guiding you still. It's just through spirit. And you need to pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that come about as they guide you. But you're never alone. You are not alone, and you are divinely and angelically protected. So you never need to feel that way. Where you need to focus your energy for May is on creativity. Creativity is the big um, picture for the month of May, and perhaps you're trying to start something, an endeavor, a project, business, some sort of dream, goal, aspiration that you're trying to manifest. And right now, you're just really low on your power because maybe you don't feel like you have the proper support. But you are being supported, just not maybe in the physical, but definitely in the spiritual. And to be honest, sometimes that's better because your guides and angels can foresee and understand things that no man on this earth can. And so that guidance is sometimes more beneficial than calling a friend and being able to ask them for help. Okay? If you're not sure what to do, ask your angels and your guides because they're protecting you and they're there and they're trying to help push you in the right direction. This also means that it's time to take a playful approach to what it is that you're trying to manifest. And you may be taking things so seriously, maybe because you have a lot riding on it, as it pertains to like your family, whatever you're trying to do. It's a sacrifice to your family, or it has the ability to really transform your family's life and you're really serious about it. But sometimes when we become too serious about it, it takes the fun out of it and it takes the love out of it. And so getting back to that creativity is going to allow you to relax a little bit more and really just focus on manifesting and creating what you want through a more joyful um, energy and not a dutiful um, burden of responsibility kind of energy. So you need to do some writing, some playing, um, just relaxing. If you have children, it's a good time to really like play with your kids. And it's funny too because I was just telling a family member of mine that I wanted to develop a heal the inner child through play. And I think this is would be like a good time to do things like playing games with your kids that are for kids. Like kickball. Go out and play kickball with your kids and just be a kid. Like just have fun. And anything that you're trying to create, do so from the energy of like a childlike nature. And this three is like a Gemini energy, which is like that's us already. Like we um, get along with children so well, and we have that ability to really connect with young people because we're just young at heart. So we do this really easily when we're relaxed and not so focused on the responsibility side. So do some writing, some dancing, some laughing, some painting, some things, and try to if you're around kids, do it with kids because they remind you that it doesn't have to be perfect and serious all the time to enjoy it, to just enjoy what you do. But creativity is definitely going to um, give you your power back, okay? Because right now, it's possible that you really don't trust yourself. A little bit of an ego issue, like you don't trust yourself, so you're not making any decisions. Like you're at a standstill. Like you know what you want to do, you know what you need to do, but you're not trusting yourself, so it kind of makes you not do anything. But it's frustrating because you have a passion and a desire to do something creative and great that's going to help other people. Um, but you're just not sure of yourself. Your confidence might be a little low as it pertains to what it is you need to do. So, the chakra wisdom that came up was the creation card, and that's why I say, and it's gray, which to me, gray always represents someone who's riding the fence right now and not really making any decisions. You're just riding the fence. You're not saying yes, you're not saying no, you're not saying maybe. You're just kind of like riding the fence and seeing where it goes. So it's almost like you're waiting for someone else to come in and help you make the decisions you need to make, give you the push you need to push. But it's really You really don't need anybody. You just need to get back to trusting yourself and focusing on that creativity. And I think that it'll be easier for you to do once you relax a little bit and just go with the flow of your creativity, because your guides and your angels, they got you. They're gonna push you along the path that you need to go. So you don't need to worry about that. You just need to figure out what you're going to do, stand on it, stand firm on it, and create it. The creation card tells the story of She Shaman, and She Shaman walks the earth, and she is responsible for giving and bestowing people with their creative, artistic talents. And one particular day, she comes across a birch tree, which you can see in here. And the birch tree asks her, "Hey, I want you to give me a talent too." And so, the birch entertains her for a long time just by singing and telling stories and things like that. And at the end of that, she tells the birch, "Hey, you already have your art all along. Like, you didn't need me. You didn't need me. You didn't need my permission. You didn't need me to give you anything. You already had it. You just had to use it." All right. So she, from that point on, she vowed that she would give everyone their own unique gift. And to this day, she still hasn't left us, and we see her inside of our creative work. So your path that you're trying to take is definitely an artistic one that requires a lot of your own creativity and artistic expression. It's just time for you to make the decisions on doing it. Okay? So this card asks us to ask ourselves, are we waiting for someone else's permission to create our life? And what do we need to do in order to claim our own gifts? And I think that starts with trusting yourself and understanding that you're not waiting on anybody's permission to have a great life, to do what you love, to follow your purpose. You just need to tap into your own gifts and trust that gift, and use that gift to create the life you want and to manifest your dreams. Okay? Really get back into that leadership, but do it from a lighthearted perspective, and do it from the perspective of a child. You know, children are so fearless in so many ways, and to be honest, they would definitely go out in the world and do what they please. It's kind of like, the adults, the environment has this way of kind of taking that away from them, and making them seek perfection, and making our children grow up, especially now, like making our children grow up and things like that, that they lose touch with understanding their own gifts and skills and talents. And they're almost like now having to be told what to do, what they're going to be, what their dreams and aspirations are going to be based on someone else's authority, when all along they've had a gift that they already had a gift. They just were never encouraged to recognize that gift and use it. And so it's like you need to go back and heal that inner child in you so that you can go for the things that you've always wanted to on a creative level. Some families, some families like creative arts, artistry, artisan, anything that um anything that involves the imagination and creativity, music, things like that. A lot of families, because they're so money driven, and they're status driven, and being a doctor is more about the ego than it is about the love. That a lot of people have been taught and told that those types of fields, like where it's more creative, are not as important, or they're not as prestigious or special as someone who's pursuing a law degree, or a doctor, or some, a tech, an engineer, and things like that. But, imagine a world with no creativity. Like, think of everything that's in our material world came from someone's creative mind. So we have to stop doing that to people and making it seem like being a creator of some sort is not important. All right, what's blocking Geminis for a month of May? We have the King of Staff. And basically what this is telling me is that what's blocking you is, again, because of that inability to make decisions and give yourself permission to create the life you want, and not waiting on someone. You're not taking the lead in your life. You're like waiting on someone else to take the lead. And it could be money that you're waiting on. It could be waiting, like I said, waiting on someone's support to come and help you. But you're not really seeing that you have all of the support that you need on a spiritual level. But definitely what's blocking you is not feeling safe and secure um, in trusting yourself. Okay, so root chakra, solar plexus, it's a safety, security issue. And because right now you're not feeling safe and secure because you feel alone and unsupported, um, you're not really trusting yourself and standing in your strength and the leadership that you naturally have. You're a strong person, you're a natural leader, and you're good at it. You just need to get back to trusting yourself again. All right, your oracle guidance message comes from the amethyst crystal, and this is telling me that for many Gemini, there's some addiction issues going on. And I'm not necessarily talking about drugs or alcohol. It could just be whatever you're using to kind of get you through this loneliness. And I'm saying that as I'm chewing on a box of Mike and Ike's right now, because I'm just like snacking my stress away kind of deal. So it could be something like that, just overindulging in snacks. It could be drugs, it could be alcohol, um, smoking, it could be a number of things. I'm not going to put anything specific on it, but amethyst definitely is an addiction crystal. And when this comes up, I know that that's definitely some form of issue, because you're just not at peace. Like, you're not at peace. You're a little stressed and you're feeling a little lonely. So you might be um, doing too much vicing. Okay. It's time to release self-defeating programs. Do not rely on others. You create anything you set your mind to. And this, again, I say this in like every video. This is why I love, love, love the Crystal Healing Inside deck. Like, this deck is like, it just confirms what I'm saying all the time. Um, and if you have an issue with the fact that I don't uh, shuffle my deck, I've said this a million times in my videos. It's simply just my card process can be a little lengthy. I don't want people to have to sit through that. So I kid you not, I cannot make these readings up. I don't even have that type of time. So it's not um in any way me making this resonate, is what I'm trying to say. This really is just the way the cards lay. And so I love this deck because it's almost like the doctor. And it's like, here I'm telling you the symptoms. I've Googled it on, WebMD, and now the doctor's confirming it, kind of deal. That's how I feel about this deck. All right. It's time to be shrewd in business dealings. And again, that's taking leadership. Don't let anybody take your power. Keep your power. Pay attention to your family. And I feel like that's coming about because if you have children, I think that a lot of what you need is to like reconnect with your family. If you have children, especially reconnecting with your children and playing with your children. And it's going to help you relax, and it's going to help you become creative. Letting go of cravings leads to inner freedom and creates well being. So, again, working on those cravings that you're using to kind of cope with this time of feeling lonely um, and a little insecure in your decision making. And I don't mean insecure like your body, your weight, and all that. I mean insecure in your decision making. Okay? You've got this, Gemini. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. So it's time to get to creating. You know, the fact that creativity has come up twice lets me know that that's really heavy for Gemini right now. But you need to get out of the gray area, which Gemini, you know, we really don't normally do the gray area. We either are or we aren't. Yes or no. So what's stressing you out a lot is the fact that you're riding the fence. Like you're creating a lot of your own drama with just riding the fence instead of taking an action. Whether it works out or not, you're a creator. You're gonna create a way no matter what. Okay. All right. I hope this helped. If this did not resonate with you, this was not the message for you. But for those that it did resonate, um, I hope this message helped. And until next time, love and light.